Hey, Lynn. Haven't seen you in a while.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. Could always be worse, right? We're still doing the same thing?
And then some.
We're just staying pretty busy? Oh, yeah. Let me guess, you're the co-owner. Perfect.
I'd like to call the town council meeting to order. If you could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilman Marker will now read the names of any police officers that have been killed since our last meeting.
Trooper Clay M. Carnes of the Illinois State Police, Illinois. End of watch Monday, December 23rd. Cause of death, vehicular assault. Police Officer Michael Haran of the Greensboro Police Department, North Carolina. End of watch Monday, December 23rd. Cause of death, gunfire. And finally, Correction Officer Andrew Lansing of the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction, Ohio. End of watch Wednesday, December 25th. Cause of death, assault.
Could we have the announcements, please?
The next town council meeting will be on January 21st at 7 p.m. There will be a study session at 6:30, and one will follow if necessary. There will be a water board meeting on Tuesday, January 21st, following the town council meeting.
All right, do we have any communications? Reports? There's nothing. Public Works, Building Commissioner, Police, any reports? Before we move on to the Fire Chief, as many of you probably understand, this will be Chief Mance's last meeting. He will be retiring from the town effective Friday, January 10th. I just want to say thank you so much for a decade or so or longer of some fantastic work. Your department was intricately involved in us making so much progress we have done in the town over that time. You've made us safer and much more crime, or less crime, and again, thank you, and a job well done.
Thank you, Greg.
Just follow up with that. The council's been amazing. The ability that we had to work together to accomplish the crime reduction that we've had, improve morale in the department. It's been amazing, and it's been because we were able to work together. And you've always had my back, and you supported us. You never try to interfere with the operation of the department, and that's something that most chiefs don't have the privilege of. So I want to thank you for that. I also want to thank the Fire Chief and our past and present Public Works Director and our attorneys for always being there for us as well. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
All right. And for those that are interested, the new police chief will be Al Tharp. He'll be sworn in, I believe, Friday at approximately 3:30. In this room. So. All right. This time, we'll take any public comment on any agenda items. Anybody have a comment or a question? All right, we'll go straight to new business. The first item is election of officers. This time, we'll take a nomination for the town council president.
Nominate Rick Raifa.
Second.
Any other nominations? All in favor of the nomination signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion. Nominate candidate for the town council vice president.
I make a,
Larry Bella.
I yield. I'll second that.
Any other nominations? All in favor of the nomination signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. And the secretary will be, I believe, in de facto, the clerk treasurer will be. So we will now go on to the business of the council. Mr. Marker, you have the first item.
Yes, sir. I have ordinance 2025-1. It's an amendment to the salary ordinance. This has no salary change, but it does align more with the contract with the FOP. So I'd like to make a motion, but I'd like to also suspend the rules. Make a motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to suspend the rules. Can we have a roll call, please?
Jim Marker.
In favor?
Rick Riffa.
In favor?
Melissa Robbins.
In favor.
Tony Hobson.
In favor.
The rules are suspended. Mr. Marker,
I make a motion to approve ordinance 2025-1, the amendment to the salary ordinance.
Second.
we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. Mr. Hobson, you have the next item.
I do not, Missy does.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Robbins.
Ordinance number 2025-2, Town of Griffith, Lake County, Indiana, an ordinance establishing police body camera footage fees. Whereas section 2-210 of chapter 2, article 4 of the codification of the Town of Griffith ordinances currently charges a $20 service fee for requests to the town police department to produce videos. Whereas the cost of producing such videos has increased and the request for producing such videos has increased, has created a financial burden on the Town of Griffith Police Department. This specifically governs fees charged by governmental units and regulates the service fees shall not be greater than the response reasonably related to responsible and just rates and charges for services. I have a list here of all of the things that it would, the fees, the charge of the fees, it's a page and a half of them. Body camera footage fees for videos provided under section 2-210 that contain body camera footage. The town police department shall charge a minimum fee of $50 for body camera footage. Fee shall be based on the hourly rate of $50 per hour with a maximum fee of $150 dependent on the staff time incurred in copying and formatting the particular video. For repeated requests to resend video files after the requested video has been sent to the requesting party, the town police department shall charge a $25 fee to fulfill the repeated request. Monies collected as a result of these fees shall be forwarded to the town clerk treasurer for deposit in the continuing education fund for the benefit of the police department, along with the statutory permitted fund sources. I make a motion to suspend the fees, or suspend the rules.
Second.
for this.
Motion and a second to suspend the rules. Can we have a roll call?
Jim Marker,
In favor.
Rick Rifo,
In favor?
Melissa Robbins,
In favor,
Tony Hudson.
In favor.
The rules are suspended.
make a motion to pass ordinance 2025-2.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. Mr. Hobson, you have the next item now.
I do this is extension of our existing yearly asphalt paving contract. We have a contract in 2024 with Milestone Contractors, and they're offering the same rates through 2025. I'd like to make a motion allowing the town council president to enter into that agreement.
Second,
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Mr. Marker?
I do, sir. I have the authorization to advertise 2024-2 Griffith CCMG project. Seal proposals will be received by the Town of Griffith, Indiana, Town Hall, 111 North Broad Street, Griffith, Indiana, 46309, until 4 p.m. on February 4th. Bids will be publicly open and read aloud on February 4th at the regular scheduled town council commencing at 7 p.m. Any bids received later than the above will be returned unopened. I'll make a motion authorizing us to advertise the 2024-2 Griffith CCMD project.
second,
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? And this is simply, we were awarded $1.5 million matching grant from the CCMG from the state last year. The projects that we had on Main Street came in much lower than anticipated. So there were some leftover funds. In order to spend those, we need to advertise the additional projects that were approved by the state to do that. So this would be a 50-50 match with the town picking up half the cost of these projects. And this is a continuation of work on Main Street, mostly paving and some curb work, I believe. Not as extensive as the rebuilding that we're doing now. All right, any other comments or questions? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. Mr. Hobson, you have the next one?
Yeah, I have the 2025 continuing disclosure filings from Financial Solutions Group. Scope of services include collection of required information, coordination with the compliance officer, preparing a continuing disclosure report, filing with the EMA system, which is Electronic Municipal Market Access, and other duties. I'd like to make a motion to enter an agreement with the Financial Solutions Group for continuing disclosure filings.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
I have the next one. It's a proposal for professional services from Financial Solutions Group. This is just a continuation. Some of the things that they'll include, but not limited to, is assistance with the economic analysis, assisting the clerk treasurer and town council with statutory duties, the annual budget, review and project miscellaneous revenue, recommendation of new potential revenue sources, et cetera. I'd like to make a motion that we do enter into the agreement with Financial Solutions Group for 2025.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. Okay, the last item on there is the board appointments. There'll be quite a few coming up here. So we will start with the redevelopment commission. That's comprised of 5 members who are annually reappointed or appointed. The town council president or executive gets, or has to appoint 3, and the town council appoints 2. So for my appointments, they would be Melissa Robbins, Tony Hobson, and Rich Miller. At this time, I take a motion to appoint the town council.
I'll make a
Members.
motion to appoint Rick Rifa and Larry Fowler to the redevelopment commission.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. Next on the list is the park board. Accept any nominations.
I'd like to nominate Tim O'Brien for the park board.
Second.
Any other nominations? Seeing such, all in favor of appointing Tim O'Brien to the park board, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. Griffith has 2 appointments to the solid waste, Lake County Solid Waste Management District. I believe it may be appropriate for the town council to appoint those. So I would make a motion to appoint myself and Jim Marker to the solid waste board.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. All right, lastly, we have 3 boards, the Water Board, the Finance Board, and the Board of Public Works. All of those are comprised of the Griffith Town Council. I would entertain a motion to collectively appoint the town council to each of those boards respectively.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. All right, do we have any other items from the council? All right, at this point, open the floor for public comment or questions.
Up here, back here, where you want? Here? Always good.
Good evening. My name is William Harding, resident here in town. And for the past year and a half, I have been honored to be the trustee for the Brady estate here in town. Nobody really knows Lucille or James Brady. You know your big names here in town, but here in town in Griffith, we do have our nuggets. And we need to cherish every one of our residents, because you don't know when these nuggets are going to come up. All right? So, had a meeting with Chief Mance about 2 weeks ago, and also with Sandy Lakey. And let me just read this here for you, okay? A little bit about the Bradys. Okay, they've been Griffith residents for over 60 years. When I think about James and Lucille Brady, all I can think of is one of a kind. The family was always there for someone whenever they needed them. Jim was an Army veteran who proudly served his country and was a no-nonsense kind of man that would give you the shirt off of his back if asked. He was a hard worker from Kentucky who never took anything for granted. He retired from the mill and was a master mechanic and loved working in his gardens. that he planted. There wasn't anything on a car that that man couldn't fix. When I was growing up, he was always helping someone put their summer garden in or helping a neighbor work on their car. Lucille, or Lou, to those who knew her, touched the lives of everyone she met. She was part of many community projects benefiting people of all ages, including donating buddy benches to the elementary students, making prayer shawls, feeding the homeless, providing funeral dinners for grieving families, and crocheting blankets, hats, and scarves for the homeless. Lou built and maintained the beautiful prayer garden at Griffith Lutheran Church, where she was an active member for almost 50 years. If you know what I'm talking about, in between where Griffith Lutheran Church is, you have the main building here, actually over here when you're looking at it, and then over here you have the fellowship hall. That little alcove, that little U-shape right there, that's her prayer garden. You really need to visit it sometime, because it's absolutely beautiful. She devoted much of her time in gardening, and her legacy will live on through many flower beds and gardens she helped to create. They were both animal lovers. They loved all God's creatures, the birds, the squirrels, rabbits, you name it. We never knew them we never knew them not to have a dog, cat, or both, sharing the home as family members. And they loved Griffith. The Brady's wanted to leave something to help those homeless pets, to help keep them comfortable while they are still looking for a loving family. This is why I am honored to present Griffith Animal Shelter with a check from the Brady Trust in the amount of $80,780.33. I went around and I did check out Munster because that's where she got her last dog. And then somebody was telling me to check out Hobart and Lakeshore and stuff like this. But you know what? They were residents here, you know. And after talking to Sandy for over an hour and a half on the phone, I didn't realize it was going to be that long. We need it. So, thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So the animal shelter is in great need of this. As you know, through the generosity of the town council and many residents in town, we totally built a new academy, repurposed a building in town. They greatly expanded our services and the number of animals that we can care for, but that was about a decade or so ago. And with the constant use, there's a great need to make many improvements and repairs. And it's almost as if prayers were answered because this couldn't have come at a better time. So we're going to use every dollar of that to fix the things that need to be fixed. And then we're going to be expanding internally. We're going to be building another cat room to help with the surplus of animals that we have. So the need is there, and I want to thank you. I know we have a family member here as well. We'll make sure that this is always remembered in the Brady's name, and that there'll be a lasting memory of them in the building itself. So thank you very much.
Her granddaughter was supposed to be here tonight, but she is a nurse at a local hospital. And just like every hospital around here, they've been slammed. Oh, yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much. Please pass along our most heartfelt thanks as well. It'll be greatly appreciated and used. Thank you. All right, any other comments or questions for tonight? All right, the meeting is adjourned.